What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me today. JVille Sports here with my daily sports picks video. It is Sunday, January 28th. Hopefully, you guys are having a good weekend. Last day before we get back to that work week. Let's recap yesterday like we always do. Um, Tough sledding with the early games. A lot of unpredictable games here. I had four spreads. I'll throw these up on the screen here. Went 2-2. Duke at home, very good game against Virginia. Virginia took control in the first half. Duke came back strong to start the second half, had the lead. Virginia, it was just back and forth towards the very end, and Virginia won that game at the end. Definitely could have gone either way, but these are definitely going to be two of the teams you want to look at come tournament time. Virginia really surprised me yesterday. They are a really, really good team. Um, well, one of the best teams. Other, we had Northeastern was our other spread that lost. They played Drexel on the road. Road games in college basketball always tough, but Drexel is terrible. So, uh, pretty surprised Northeastern lost that game. I've seen them a few times, and they're a pretty good team. We already mentioned North Carolina yesterday. Big top 10 upset loss at home. Towson was another team. I don't know what they were doing. They just got off to a really, really slow start and just could not recover against Elon. Elon's not a bad team, but it was just a tough. They actually outscored them by 12 in the second half, but just a huge deficit in the first half that, like I said, they could not overcome. Portland State, another, that was actually a home team um, against Sacramento State. Um, Tough one there. So those were our four losses. Three of those were in our more for sure parlay there. A lot of wins there. 7 out of 12 in the big one. 5 out of 8. Charleston, Lafayette, North Dakota State, Syracuse, Butler. That was embarrassing. They killed. I forget who they were playing. It was just a. Who they played? Butler. St. John's. That game was over in the first few minutes. And then we turned the page to the late games. Much better result there, but we still had some losses. South Dakota, another road team that lost. Probably could have stayed away from them, but even if we did, UAB was one that I probably wouldn't have, couldn't have stayed away from at home against UTSA. UTSA is one of the worst teams in college basketball. UAB at home should not have lost that game. They lost by double digits on top of that. Everything else, we had one main spread that I loved late. That was UNC Greensboro, and they covered pretty easily. But then 11 out of 13 correct there in the big one, and 6 out of 8 with South Dakota State and UAB losing. So we got a lot of winners late, but we are not happy with that. We want 100% winners. Um, so not a great Saturday. After a week off, I definitely wanted to come back strong, but a lot of upsets yesterday, at least of the teams that I picked. But pretty good with the straights. So let's turn that page. We'll look to today. Today we're gonna do just one parlay, mixing NBA and college basketball. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen here. Let's see here. We have Davidson. Davidson's at home against um, Richmond. Richmond, typically they're a good team. This year they're not so good. They are 5-3 in the conference. Davidson's 5-2, but Davidson's a much better team, and they're at home. So look for Davidson. Probably could be a close game. Richmond could cover that 11 points, but I like Davidson to win that game for sure. Purdue, top 5 team against Indiana. Indiana is not a great team. Purdue undefeated in the Big Ten. They might slip up here sooner or later. Hopefully it's not today. I can't see it against Indiana. So I like Purdue to win this game on the road. Seton Hall, probably the most risky of the three. They're on the road against DePaul. I like them to cover 5.5 against DePaul. DePaul is an okay team. Seton Hall was ranked earlier in the year. They lost that ranking with some tough losses, so they're probably a little bit underrated right now. So I like Seton Hall That is my best spread of the day in college basketball. If I were to take one, I'd take Seton Hall minus the 5. But in this parlay, we're going to take them just on the money line because they should find a way to win that game. Then we're going to flip over to the NBA. This game really doesn't help or hurt the parlay because the spread is so high. The Rockets at home against the Suns. Um, there's definitely been some crazy upsets, so it'll probably be best just to leave the Rockets off. Because like I said, with or without them, it doesn't really help um, the payout. So I'm gonna throw them on here anyways, because they're not gonna lose to the Suns at home. Um, then we have Toronto. Toronto's coming off a home loss. I had them the other day against um, Utah, and they should have won that game. But Utah hit I think it hit a three with a few seconds left in that game. And then they had a chance to win it at the very end, and DeRozan missed that shot. So I look for them to bounce back here against the Lakers. Still no Lonzo Ball. Lakers have definitely been playing better of late, but they are just not the same without Ball. But looking at it now, they've won 4 in a row. Their latest against the Bulls on the road. But I think that success ends here. Toronto at home, especially coming off a loss, they're going to want to get back on the winning track. So Raptors at home, and last but not least, the San Antonio Spurs against the lowly Sacramento Kings. Spurs without Rudy Gay, without Kawhi Leonard, probably without Manu Ginobili, but it still should be enough against the Sacramento Kings. They still have Pau Gasol, Marcus Aldridge, Patty Mills, Danny Green. They're just a very complete team. I wish they would get healthy so we can see if they can actually compete this year, but we won't know that for a while. But at least they should win today. I believe they are coming off a loss as well to the Sixers. They actually got blown out by 20. I remember that a couple days ago. So they're another team that's looking to bounce back at home. So I like them to do that against Sacramento. So 16 parlay, 3 in college, 3 in the NBA. I love them. Pays more than even money, almost double. So 300 will pay 523. I like what we have here. We're going to stick with just one parlay here. That should come through. We'll see what happens. Hopefully this is the start of a winning streak going into next week. So we'll see what happens. So again, thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we have a lot better luck today. But good luck with whatever you guys decide to do and whatever games you decide to pick. We'll see what happens. There is a lot out there, so good luck, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.